It is Friday, the 17th of February, and good to be chatting to you again. Continuing with the book of the prophet Isaiah, today chapter 65, verses 17 to the end, verse 25. So Isaiah 65, 17 to 25, the end of that chapter. And I want to preface by just asking this rhetorical question. What is the purpose of our lives? Have we often noticed how we seem to get up and you go to work and you sort of almost treat it like a slave? You just run on a treadmill the whole time. You hardly have an opportunity to stop and rest and chat and laugh. And you get home and you're exhausted, and it's a case of, have something to eat and go to bed, and the next day it's all over again, and you look with great anticipation to the weekend where maybe you don't have to get up as early or go to work. And then in the blink of an eye, the weekend's gone, and it's just another 5 days of the rat race, people call it. And it looks, some people seem to make a lot of money and have fun and enjoy, but the vast majority, it's really just a slog. And it's, whatever you can earn gets spent to keep yourself alive, and there's hardly anything available for any enjoyment. It truly is a rat race. And we think, is that what life is all about? Is that what we is that what we have to grow up and look forward to? If only we knew, and if only there was something different and something better. And this brings us to the reading, because we have to say that God did not create us and this world to be a rat race. God did not create us so that we have to wake up at the crack of dawn, work jolly hard, and then literally collapse into bed shortly after sunset at the end of the day. Neither, of course, did God create us to live a life that is pure luxury and just sort of lounging on the beach with excuse my analogy, a beer in one hand and a nice chop in the other. No, God did create us to be stewards of creation, to take responsibility for the world, which is not to say we are permitted to be farmers, but that all of us have to make sure that we don't pollute the world and that we care for creation. So even those little bugs, I do draw a line with mosquitoes and flies and such like, but that generally we're not there to just kill everything we see and to literally rape the world and take what we can and put nothing back. We are called to be stewards. But there is a sense in which God created us for a world and a life which we are not experiencing. And this is where Isaiah 65, 17, 25 comes in. It paints this incredible picture of a future. And of course, there's debate. Is this the future that is what we would experience in heaven? Is it the future of that 1,000-year millennium reign when Satan and evil are demolished, but not necessarily thrown into hell? So they're still around, but they have a much lesser influence over the world. Is this simply talking about a picturesque future when the Messiah has come, and if everyone behaves themselves? We don't really know, and there's lots of debate about it, but it's a beautiful picture, and I think it's far more than just simply pie in the sky. This is what we can experience. So just, you'll see behind me the lights coming on, little beeping sounds. Our load shedding is just completed. So this is the picture that God has created. This is the picture of those who call upon the Lord, who confess his name, the righteous. This is the future that we will inherit. And so the question then, is that the future you will inherit? Is that the future you want to inherit? It's not to chase you into heaven and scare you into heaven, but it's to say, this is the future that you will experience. Is that what you want? Well, it's there for the taking, as it were, because God is gracious and he wants to give it to us, and he will give it to us. And all we need to do is obey him and follow him. So, folks, let me stop, because I've got things popping across the screen as the rest of the computer and the Wi-Fi kick in. But I think you've got my message. Have a wonderful weekend. Come back to God and serve him and worship him. He has so much to offer. Folks, God bless. We'll chat again next week.